first ever video. So my speed builds are not the best. In fairness, I did only just get this game last month, so I've not been playing it for too long, but I have played The Sims for a really long time. I played The Sims 2, The Sims 3, now The Sims 4, and I did dabble a little bit in The Sims 1. But I think they look alright. I think these videos are ideal for people who are not the best builders, but still want to build things that look half okay, or look half decent. So yeah, most people use these videos to talk about The Sims, but I'm not going to do that. In my speed builds, I prefer to use these videos as like a diary system where I can just talk about anything. So as you can probably tell, for those one or two of you watching this, if anyone is watching this, I'm British, hints in the name. But although I'm British, I don't actually live in England. I left England a few months ago and now I live in Texas. I'm sure I'll go back home one day, but at the moment England is like, politically it's all up in the air, so I feel a bit like, you know when someone walks out of a Portaloo at a festival and they're like, oh, I'd give it a minute before you go in there. That's a little bit like England is at the moment. I feel like I'm just gonna give England a minute, at least until the smell is gone. One of the things that people ask me a lot, or American people ask me a lot when I talk to them, is what are the main differences between England and America, or what are the things that I've noticed. And there are a few, more than what I thought there would be. I kind of figured, well, we all speak the same language, there's not going to be that much of a difference, but there actually is quite a lot of things that are different. I'll probably start in order of priority. So first things first, I'll start by mentioning the baked beans. They're completely different. So here they have baked beans that have bacon in them, which is so unnecessary, but it's a thing. So if you don't eat meat, then you have to get vegetarian baked beans. But then on the flip side, they are very accommodating in restaurants. If you say you're a vegetarian, which I am, they usually so they don't serve vegetarian food as standard. Like a lot of restaurants that I've been to, they don't really do veggie food. You kind of have to ask for them. But the good thing about here is that they're usually like really accommodating in a sense that they'll be like, oh, well, you know, we don't have anything on the menu, but I'm sure we can rustle something up for you, and they'll just rustle me something up, which works for me because I can just choose what I want then. I'll just be like, well, just make me some pasta and some sauce or something, because I'm a really boring eater. I don't really like things that have any taste at all. Whereas in the UK, they do have veggie options, but you get what you're given, in a sense. You know, the waiter staff and things in the UK is a little bit more, it's a bit inconvenient if you ask for any kind of changes to be made on your meal or anything. So they don't really do that. So yeah, I would say the baked beans is a big one for me. The second one is probably the toilet cubicles. They're a bit insane to me, to be honest. They have such big gaps, like really big gaps when you're using the toilet. In the UK, they touch the ground, so you feel a little bit more like you have your own room, a little bit of privacy there. But here, there's no real such thing as privacy. I mean, I could just be innocently going to the toilet and anyone could just come and stick a camera under, because there's so much space. Someone could just make like toilet porn of you if they really wanted to. I mean, I haven't had that issue yet, but it could happen, and that's a fear of mine. But yeah, that's another one. The roads as well. The roads are huge here in comparison to the UK. So in the UK, I do drive, but here I don't have a car. So it means I have to walk everywhere, which is, great in America. Everything is really spaced out, and every time I cross the road, I feel like I'm having to run for my life. Although it is illegal to cross the road without looking, which it isn't in the UK, but I take my chances because that's the kind of person I am. I like to take risks in life. I'd say the people are a lot friendlier here. So Americans will talk to me all the time. Whenever I'm like in a cafe or something, which isn't often because I don't get out much, but when I do venture out of my hole, sometimes I will just start striking up conversations with Americans, which is really odd for me. It's not something I would do at home. So in England, people won't really talk to you, at least in the south. I think people up north are a bit friendlier than the people in the south, but yeah, you wouldn't really find someone striking up conversation. The only time someone would start a conversation with you in England is if the weather is quite bad or quite good. Then someone will just be like, oh, isn't it nice and sunny today? Or someone will go, oh, isn't it so miserable today? Oh, yeah. Oh. And that will be the conversation you have with someone in England. Whereas here, my first week, Americans would just strike up conversation, just be like, oh, where are you from? And at first I just kind of looked at them like, have I done something wrong? Because this is not what I'm used to. But yeah, that is a thing. Americans are friendly, go figure. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of like the big differences between America and England. I mean, there are others, of course, but those are the ones that mainly stand out for me. Oh, actually, there's the obvious one, which is the weather. Of course, in Texas, it's quite sunny most of the time. I mean, we're in January now, and we've had like 2 days where it's been a little bit chilly, but nothing in compared to like spring in the UK. It's always cold in the UK. We get like 2 weeks of summer, but here it's really hot. I mean, I've only been here for about 4 months and I've not really had to wear a jacket, so there's that. But then on the flip side, although the weather is a lot nicer here, there are other things that I haven't quite gotten used to yet. So in Texas, we seem to get quite a lot of tornadoes, which I've never really had before. Like, I don't remember any kind of tornadoes where I live. So I'm from Reading, and I don't remember anything like that. But I just don't know whether, like, not that it's a joke, but I don't know when a tornado is serious or when it's just a FYI kind of thing, because they seem to have the same protocol here. So even if it's just like a minor tornado, nothing's really going to happen, they still have like, it's on the news and there are sirens going, and then you get text messages being like, beware, take cover. And because they react the same way to every single tornado, it kind of makes me think, well, how am I supposed to know which one is a serious tornado that I should actually take cover for, and which one is just, you know, a bit of a lull, you know, it's just a thing that happens, don't even worry about it. So that's kind of, maybe if someone's watching this, if anyone is watching this, no one's watching this, but if anyone is, and you happen to be from Texas, or you happen to be from somewhere in America or any country really that has a lot of tornadoes, and have any tips for maybe teaching me how to tell the difference between when I have to worry and when I shouldn't even worry about getting out of bed, which I don't do most days, then that would be really handy. So feel free to leave me a comment and, you know, educate me. That would be good. So there we go, first ever video. I'm pretty sure I'll probably look back at this in like a few months' time and be like, what is this? This is a pile of shit. But practice makes perfect, and I intend to keep on practicing and hopefully maybe get a little bit better. But yeah. I wish I could say that this channel would be, you know, family friendly and good for kids, but I just can't commit to that. I don't think it will be, because I swear a lot, and yeah, a lot of the stories that I tell, and believe me, I have stories, they're not family appropriate at all. But if you do like what you see, then feel free to like, subscribe, and look out for my next one, which will be probably today, because I don't have a life. So I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I had a whale of a time, and now I'm going to go and take a nap so that I can get over the adrenaline. See you next time.